There are some really weird world records out there that surely no one even wants to bother trying to beat. Let's find some of them today.
Cool. There are world records no one wants to beat. I'm Mike with List 25, and from surviving the most lightning strikes to enduring the hardest kick to the groin, seriously, who'd want to beat a world record with groin kicking? These are 25 bizarre world records no one wants to beat.
I've never seen this channel before, so this should be good.
25. Farthest distance survived in tornado. On March 12, 2006, then 19-year-old Matt Suter was engulfed by a tornado while inside his mobile home near Fordland, Missouri. Suter was knocked unconscious and awoke 398 meters away in a nearby field, the furthest distance ever survived inside a tornado.
You just wouldn't want to try and beat that. You do not want to be inside a tornado.
While on full body burn. As if being dragged by a horse wasn't crazy enough, professional stuntman Josef Totling set his entire body on fire while achieving this extremely painful world record.
Is it me, or is this world record just one that comes from having to do it? If he's a stuntman, maybe he's had to physically do it. It's not necessarily by choice.
The total distance Totling traveled in this bizarre way was 500 meters. For those of you wondering, he was protected with several layers of clothing and cooling gels, as well as metal shin and elbow pads. 23. Longest sword swallowed. The world record holder for the longest sword ever swallowed belongs to Natasha Verushka. Her incredible feat was achieved on February 28, 2009, Sword Swallowers Awareness Day, with a sword that measured 58 centimeters. 22. Farthest milk squirting distance. In one of the crazy...
Is it out of the eyes? Have you seen when they I think they either swallow, well, they drink it or they put it up their nose and then they squirt out their eyes. Just weird.
World records ever, Ilko Yermaz squirted milk from his eye at a distance of 279.5 centimeters.
How'd you learn you can do that?
Yermaz sucked the milk through his nose before squirting it from his eye.
21. How'd you learn to do that?
Largest kidney stone. On February 18, 2004, Vilas Huge had a kidney stone removed from his left kidney at the R.G. Stone Urological Research Institute in Mumbai, India. The kidney stone measured 13 centimeters at its widest point.
Yeah, I hear they're not comfortable.
Longest time spent on gurney in hospital hallway. When Tony Collins, a British diabetic, arrived at the Princess Margaret Hospital at Swindon, England on February 24, 2001, he had no idea he would set a new world record. After being told he would have to wait for a hospital bed, he was put on a gurney in a hallway.
The question is, who starts and stops the time? The stopwatch? Who like, for some of these, who has actively gone and been like, time starting? Yeah, time stopped. Like, who does that? How do they know? How do they know exactly how long?
Where he remained for 77 hours and 30 minutes. I guess thank God it wasn't life-threatening.
Must have been busy.
19. Most rotations hanging from power drill. The world record for most rotations hanging from a power drill in a minute is 148. This crazy feat was achieved by Hu Yang on the set of Guinness World Records in Madrid, Spain on December 23, 2008. 18. Largest object removed from human skull. In 1998, Michael Hill was stabbed in the head with a large knife and left for dead. But he survived and had the 20-centimeter knife removed from his skull. The incident happened when Hill was visiting his sister. Hill went to answer a knock on the door when his sister's neighbor Derek Smith stabbed Hill on the head with a serrated knife. It's believed that Smith confused Hill with Hill's sister's husband, whom he had argued with some time earlier. Though Hill survived the attack, he was left with some complications that include memory loss and brain seizures.
There are some fascinating stories that you see on telly quite often or on YouTube of items that have gone through like eye sockets and things, and the person survives, and quite often with these stories feature people that have no real issues or no major issues, and it's incredible.
17.
Most clothes pegs clip to face.
This is a weird
Most
one.
clothes peg clip to someone's face.
When you were a child, did you ever, or even when you're an adult, just stick a clothes peg on your lip? I bet you have. If in the comments, if you tell me that you haven't, you're lying. I'm sorry, you're lying.
In 1 minute is 51. This painful world record was achieved by Silvio Saba in Pioltello, Italy on December 27th, 2012.
Stretchy skin, surely.
16.
Most bones broken in lifetime.
Eva Knievel.
The pioneer of motorcycle long jumping exhibitions and popular American stunt performer Eva Knievel allegedly suffered 433 bone fractures during his life. 433! Let that sink in for a minute.
15.
Tell me if I'm wrong, but was Eva Knievel not just a rubbish stuntman? If you break that many bones and hurt yourself that many times, maybe you're just not very good, or the planning's not very good before.
Most feet and armpits sniffed.
Right.
Madeline Albrecht is the holder of one of the most interesting world records. She sniffed approximately 5,600 feet and an indeterminate number of armpits at the Hilltop Research Laboratory in Cincinnati, Ohio.
So the real question here is, how is this a record? Why is this a record? Who was recording this record? What is the point? Yeah.
She worked for 15 years. I can barely stand to smell my own feet, let alone someone else's.
14.
Most failed driving tests. An elderly South Korean woman known as Grandma Cha Sa-soon became a national celebrity after she finally got her driver's license on her 960th try. With 959 unsuccessful tries, she's also the current world record holder for most failed driving tests.
Surely you would have thought
13.
someone would have given up after, say,
Heaviest
10.
car balanced on head. British strongman John Evans balanced a gutted Mini weighing in at 160 kilograms on his head for 33 seconds at the London Studios in London on May 24th, 1999. That was my 13th birthday. I could have been doing that instead of celebrating.
12.
Most lightning strikes survived. A former park ranger in the Shenandoah National Park in Virginia, Roy C. Sullivan, was known as the human lightning conductor. Do you want to take a wild guess as to why? Well, Sullivan was struck by lightning 7 times during his lifetime.
How?
7. And lived to tell
Where are
about
you
it.
hanging out?
11.
Highest blood alcohol concentration. When a Polish man was taken to the
was
hospital
gonna say,
after
it has
having
to be
been
Eastern
injured in a
European.
car accident, doctors were completely shocked to discover that the man's BAC was 1.48%, the highest BAC ever recorded in a human.
10.
Hardest kick to groin. One of the most painful world
What is
records
wrong
ever
with
set.
people?
The hardest kick to the groin was delivered by American MMA fighter Justice Smith and weathered by combat expert Roy Kirby. The kick had a speed of 35.4 kilometers per hour and a force of 500 kilograms.
No.
I'm going to say something controversial. You know, as a man, we all know being kicked in the balls is worse than pregnancy. Enjoy the comments.
9.
Run over by most vehicles. Tom Owen holds the record for being run over by the most vehicles. 9 3.3 to 4.41 ton pickup trucks ran over the stomach of Owen on the set of Lo Show di Record in Milan, Italy in 2009. Owen is a bodybuilder who has been nicknamed the human speed bump and who's known for allowing vehicles to run him over. Tom is able to withstand such stress due to his large abdominal muscles, which doctors say act as a pillow. However, Owen has sustained injuries during his feats, which include broken ribs and internal bleeding. Shocking.
8.
Longest ear hair. Indian grocer
Who records
Rajat
this?
Bajpai is the record holder of the longest ear hair, with ear follicles measuring more than 25 centimeters. Bajpai considers his unusually long ear hair a symbol of luck and prosperity, and has therefore no intentions of trimming
Just
it.
weird.
7.
Just weird.
Most rattlesnakes held in mouth by their tails. The most rattlesnakes held in someone's mouth by their tails is
gotta be
13,
Indian.
and it
Gotta
was
be an
achieved
Indian
by
man.
Texas snake man Jackie
No,
Biddy.
Texan.
He held the snakes for 10 seconds in front of a live audience, breaking his previous record of 11 snakes. Bibby has been handling snakes for a long time and has been bitten a total of 11 times. The 11th rattlesnake bite cost Bibby his leg and nearly his life.
6.
Thrill in that, I suppose.
Heaviest weight lifted with the human tongue. The world record for the heaviest weight lifted with the human tongue was set by Thomas Blackthorne in 2008. Blackthorne was able to lift 12.5 kilograms using his tongue, which was then pierced by a hook holding the weight.
Uh-oh.
Blackthorne managed to hold the weights for over 5 seconds on the set of El Show Olímpico in Mexico City, Mexico.
5.
Grim.
Longest hiccup attack. What's the longest hiccup attack you've ever had? Is it longer than the world's record holder? Charles Osborne started hiccuping in 1922 while weighing a hog. It wasn't until 1990, 68 years later, that he was able to stop hiccuping.
Oh, man.
During the first few decades, Osborne hiccuped around 40 times per minute. This rate slowed down in later years to 20 hiccups per minute. The hiccups were due to a busted blood vessel which damaged a part of the brain that inhibits the hiccup response.
4.
It's bad enough
Heaviest
just
person.
hiccuping once or twice.
According to recent statistics, it's estimated that over 2 billion people are overweight or obese worldwide. Yes.
I say this isn't a record people would want, being the most obese, but actually, I was watching a documentary the other week about women that go on webcams and they just eat, and people pay them to watch them eat. Some weird fetishes.
Yes, I'm one of them. The heaviest person from among all these people, I am included, is a man named John Bauer Minnick. Since childhood, John had suffered from morbid obesity. At his heaviest, he weighed 1,400 pounds, but was able to bring his weight down to 476 pounds in a period of 2 years by following a strict 1,200 calorie per day diet. Sadly, John died on September 10th, 1983, weighing 798 pounds.
3.
Farthest car accident flight survived. American paramedic Matt McKnight was at...
Once again, who, I understand it's probably recorded somewhere, but who thinks, oh, that's a record? I don't know.
An accident scene in Pennsylvania when he got struck by a car and thrown a distance of 35.9 meters along the road. He suffered multiple injuries all over his body,
Obviously.
but made a full recovery and returned to work a year later.
2.
Highest pool dive. In 2015, Brazil-born Swiss Lasso Schaller dove into a pool below the Cascada de Salto waterfalls from a height of 59 meters, setting a new world record for the highest pool dive. After hitting the water at an estimated speed of 122 kilometers per hour, Schaller dislocated his hip, but survived.
1.
Strangest diet. When it comes to eating bizarre things, nobody will ever...
So you're not going to tell me, there's a picture of a plane, you're not going to tell me someone has eaten a plane. That might be where it's going, I think.
Ever beat Frenchman Michel Lolito. During his lifetime, Lolito ate 18 bicycles, 15 supermarket trolleys, 7 TV sets, 6 chandeliers, 2 beds, 1 pair of skis, 1 computer, and even 1 Cessna light aircraft.
As you do.
Though no word on if there was a partridge in a pear tree.
Once again, I understand some of these records were kind of born out of necessity, like the stuntman, for example. But there's ones like the hospital bed. Who started that stopwatch? Who stopped that stopwatch? How do you record that? Strange. And there's some, like the snakes. I suppose it's just the thrill, isn't it? Yeah. Some weird records there. But anyway, if you enjoyed, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you next time.